But the most interesting thing within the AI is the edge AI. What's happening in the edge side of the AI? And what we have seen in the last 2 years in Mobile World Congress, there's a lot of buzz when it comes to edge AI and how it's going to evolve in the edge AI space. So, no? Next. Oh. Sorry. Okay. So, if I look at the data, for AI, the most important thing is the data, right? The data feeds the whole AI driving factor. If you look at where the data is generated, most of this data is generated today is at the edge. And if you look at 75% of the data in future, by 2025, the end of this year, the enterprise data will be generated outside the data center. And this 75% of data which generates outside the data center comes from enterprise. And with different use cases, either things like autonomous car, either certain use cases in manufacturing, or certain use cases in retail industry. And what you will see, due to such a vast increase in data at the enterprise, which generates outside the data center, the amount of compute industry is going to explode. As you can see on the right hand side, 62% of the compute at the edge is going to grow. And that's going to grow at 50 to 60% cumulative average growth rate, at 50 to 60% CAGR. And we have already seen an example of this. For example, if you see in China, they have 700 million cameras. In China, 700 million cameras. So one camera for every 2 persons. So they have taken the video analytics, video detection to a completely next level. All the other countries are still following it, but hasn't reached that. But the amount of data explosion due to that is going to be humongous. And that's why the compute industry, you will see, be growing at 50 to 70% cumulative growth rate. If that growth happens at the edge and mainly due to inferencing. And as you can see in the edge side, either you have a use case on the manufacturing side, or an autonomous car, or on the retail side. That data own decision has to be made at the edge because of latency, because of security, and because of the cost. Those are the key factors why you see this explosion happening. So most of the large language models will be working in the main key data centers. And you will see a very small amount of data gets communicated from the center data center to the edge AI. Which means that because of that, if you talk to anyone in the enterprise edge area, they're looking at almost 80% of the industry is saying they can either save the money or lower the cost or be more efficient because of this trend. For example, if you look at manufacturing today wastes a lot of money or lose a lot of efficient time because their machinery is down or there is some challenges in the whole supply chain. But if that machinery down period could be lower because of the sensors in these machines, which can detect the problem before it happens, it saves a lot of money for the manufacturing industry. And there are several and thousands of examples or different use cases in that area. And that's why we see 80% of the industry is going after the edge, and they believe that the saving will come from the edge AI. And it's not only what the enterprise industry believe, but you can look at the pattern already. You can see on your right, the pattern is already a lot of the edge projected increased traffic is increasing on the edge. The core aspect, you can see from 2022 to 2027, the compute traffic there is reducing. It's gone down from 50% to 38%. But if you look at on the near edge and the edge, it's increased by almost 8 to 10 points. So that shift is happening, and that shift will only increase in next 5 to 7 years. Now, due to this increase in the AI at the edge, absolutely, there are challenges from the enterprise edge market perspective, and the challenges are competence. How do you bring in that AI, compute, services, IT support competence at the edge? How do you manage, monitor these silo networks? How do you take care from a hardware perspective the environmental efficiency and the concerns what the industry has? So there is a huge opportunity, but also the industry will have certain challenges which we together have to find a solution for that. And with that challenges, it's clear the time is now on the enterprise side. We had the initial hype on the AI. That hype is kind of subsidizing it, and you can see the real use cases taking over. And the biggest benefit of that is with the companies who are in that industry. You can see it on your left, the edge industry from their own market valuation perspective is going to grow 40 to 50% at the cumulative average growth rate. You can also see the data center industry is not growing as big and as faster than the edge. We have already seen this pattern in NVIDIA stock market in last 4 to 6, 7 quarters, but that will further fuel. NVIDIA, of course, has the first mover advantage, but what you will see going forward with different chip companies coming out with their own low cost, low power, low footprint chipsets on the edge side. So this industry is going to fuel that, and it will help us to reduce the cost, have that economies of scale, and implement those edge use cases along with the AI. When you look at the edge AI, and when you look at the entire workflow of that, it touches all aspects of the thing. Coming from, your data preparation to the entire AI learning, and then getting into the inferencing at the edge. And when it comes to Dell, the approach what we do in this is the whole end-to-end. Help out initially in data cleaning, data monetization, the AI training, and then feeding into the edge. And that edge is basically made out of your compute, storage, networking, and services all combined together, which solves the issues what you have on low latency for certain use cases, cost optimization, and operational efficiency. You see that across. And especially two specific use cases from that edge AI perspective. Either it's on the manufacturing side or either it's on the retail side. We see this growth happening, and these are the two industries which are taking that as a first mover advantage, especially on the manufacturing side. And if you look at on the manufacturing side, predictive maintenance, anomaly decisions, quality control, supply chain optimization, those are the benefits what manufacturing industry is looking at to implement this enterprise edge. And finally, the way all of us can bring this together with the help of Dell, Claro, and all of you guys towards the go-to-market with enterprise. How do we take these use cases and help our enterprise customer to convert that into saving or convert that into new revenue growth? Thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate the opportunity.